Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're talking about the key consideration. What are the things that you need to know regarding recommendation letter for graduate schools? I know you've written your statement of purpose, you've written other part of your application. One of the key things that people tend to overlook is the recommendation letter, and it can make or mar your application. So you also need to pay close attention to it. You might be wondering at times that you've written the best application. Sometimes the major problem that you face getting into graduate school, getting into program of choice, is sometimes the recommendation letter is as important as other aspects of your application. So what are the key considerations? What are the key things that you need to have at the back of your mind? And you need to inform the recommenders as well that they need to pay close attention to is what I will be discussing in this video. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you. So now let's get into it. What are the key considerations? What are the things that you need to re-emphasize, or you need to pay, or you need to call the attention of the recommender to whenever they are writing a recommendation letter for you? The very first thing is that they have to show that they have good relationship with you. They should be able to show some personal touches in the sense that what are the kind of capacity where you've engaged together. You see some recommendation letter, they've just been written in a way that is so funny. So they have to show where did they know you, how do you have, what kind of relationship do you have together. So if I'm reading your recommendation letter, I should be able to pick the capacity, whether the recommender is your mentor, whether you work together on a project, whether you work under that person, maybe in another capacity. Maybe you've known that person for 6 years or 7 years. You have to be clear on what is the relationship between you and the recommender. What's the relationship between the two of you? How is this person the best person to give you this recommendation letter? So you have to be careful, and you have to make sure that this information is present in your recommendation letter. And you have to inform the recommender. Sometimes the recommender are not really aware, or they might just write the letter in a way that they just think, okay, let me just write this recommendation letter, but they don't attach more importance to it. Please try to show that personal touches. How do they know you? In what capacity? How have you engaged with this person before? What are the things that they should know to show that indeed this person actually knows you? So a recommendation letter needs to demonstrate that. How do they know you? In what capacity? And for how long? You need to show this clearly. And of course, why do they have that authority to write the recommendation letter for you? This is very, very important. And another thing, which is one of the commonest problems with recommendation letter, is that the facts that are stated are not well justified. And this is what I mean. Adebisi Yusuf is a good boy. What does that mean? So you need to be able to demonstrate, okay, he's intelligent. How? In what instances? How have you engaged with this person to show that indeed they are intelligent? So each of the points needs to be well justified. That's why I always urge people, you should send your CV to someone that wants to write the recommendation letter for you, so that they'll be able to know what to write and how to paint the story for you. So you don't be writing something like he's intelligent, he's diligent, he's hardworking, he's this, is that, without any justification of instances where you have demonstrated those capability, where you have demonstrated those skills. For instance, if someone mentioned the fact that, okay, they want to recommend you and you have a very good public speaking skill, where have you spoken before? Can they attest to that? So when you are writing, when someone is writing recommendation letter for you, make sure that every fact, every key information are well justified. Justification is very, very important. They need to justify. You can't just say he's diligent, he's hardworking, he's brilliant. How? In what capacity? The recommender needs to justify that. And of course, it's also possible. You can write maybe a short biography of yourself that will be useful for the recommender to be able to adapt and use some of these things that you've done to be able to write a sound recommendation letter for you. Please avoid anything like he's a brilliant boy. Brilliant, okay, good. In what capacity? Give practical examples. It is very, very important. Every statement, every fact needs to be well justified. Another important thing that I sometimes you will see recommendation letter of two paragraphs or of one paragraph for graduate school application when you are competing against other people. And that's why I said sometimes the recommendation letter can be one of the problems that you are facing in getting that graduate school opportunity. Imagine someone is writing the recommendation letter for you and you're just seeing maybe just like one paragraph and that's all. No, it should be at least 2 pages. That's my own standard. And I tell my recommender that I want at least 2 pages of recommendation letter. At least 2 pages that is well detailed, that is well written, and that is clear enough to show that indeed I know this person, I've worked with this person, and I can justify everything that I've mentioned about this person. It shouldn't be too long or maybe 3 or 4 pages. No, 2 pages of detailed, clear, concise, and well written recommendation letter is what is needed. Please try as much as possible to make sure that your recommendation letter is detailed enough to show the relationship that you have with the recommender, and they were able to justify exactly who you are and how they know you and the good things that they want to say about you and how you are suitable for the graduate school program. Another thing that I noticed that sometimes some people will use to whom it may concern. I find it really interesting, but though some schools are okay with it, but I feel you should send a personalized recommendation letters to schools that you're applying to. How will you send a recommendation letter saying, to whom it may concern when you're applying to a particular school? You're not showing a personal touch to the program that you're applying to. So avoid to whom it may concern. You can mention the graduate school committee or something of the schools that you're applying to, but make sure that it is tailored towards that university. So when a recommender is writing the recommendation letter, please avoid that word of to whom it may concern. Try to be specific with the university or the school or the department or where the application will be reviewed. So if you are not sure, the name of the university, this graduate school admission review committee, University of this is okay. So don't put to whom it may concern or those kind of things. Be more personalized in the way you write your recommendation letter, or the way the recommender actually writes the recommendation letter. It is very, very important. That personal touch, that direct focus needs to be there. It must be inspiring. Of course, recommendation letter must be inspiring. They must be inspired when they are reading your recommendation letter, not something that is so shabby and so general. So when you are requesting for a recommendation letter, request recommendation letter from someone that will give you the best recommendation letter possible. Don't request a recommendation letter for someone that will just write one sentence or one line or one paragraph for you. So request a recommendation letter from someone that is going to give you the best. So a recommendation letter is as important as other aspects of your application. Try as much as possible to request for an inspiring recommendation letter. Another important consideration is that you have to brief the person that is writing your recommendation letter what the program is all about. I notice this quite a lot. When I'm reading a recommendation letter, I will see the recommender mentioning things that will show that you are not even a good fit for the program that you are applying to. Imagine you are applying to an engineering program, let's say in a particular area, as the recommender is writing something that is not really in line with what you are applying to. So everything needs to be tailored. So you have to brief the person. You have to send the course page, or you have to tell the person, have some form of discussion with them. So that's why the person that you want to request letter from should be someone that you have good relationship with, that you can easily work with, and you can easily tell them things that are required for you to be able to have an outstanding letter of recommendation. So some people will not know the content of the program. They won't know. They will write things that, in fact, that shows that you're not even a good fit for the program that you're applying to. This is also very important. It is very, very important. You need to brief the recommender so that they will not go outside the box and write things that will put you in trouble regarding you not being a very good fit for the program that you're applying to. It is very, very important. Another important thing is that you have to follow the guidance. For instance, if you're told that you need to submit 3 recommendation letter, 2 professional or 1 academic, you have to follow that. There's a reason why they requested for that. So you have to try as much as possible to get your recommendation letter from people that will definitely give you what is expected. If you have to provide a professional recommendation letter, maybe where you've worked before, where you volunteer, you can use that. Academic should be someone that has taught you in the university that can comment on your academic capability. So it is very, very important to also follow the guidance strictly. So recommendation letter is a major business and it is an important part of your application. It is possible that some people might have lost their admission just because of poor recommendation letter. So it's very, very important to get your recommendation letter from the best person that will write a very good story about you, that you work together closely with that person to be able to give a sound, focused, clear, sweet recommendation letter for your graduate school application. It is very, very important. Please pay close attention to all of these, and I'm sure that you will be able to get a very good recommendation letter forward as submitted for your graduate school application. And if possible, sometimes you can provide them with with a profile, your profile, so that it will be easy for them to be able to use it in writing a recommendation letter. Or you can prepare a draft of things about you that would be useful for the recommender to be able to write meaningful recommendation letter for you. Thank you very much for watching. Kindly like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you in the next one. Bye.